we are going to study chapter number 8, correspondence with debenture holders. We all know that debenture is a type of borrowed capital. It is one of the type of secured capital which is gathered from the general public. It is an acknowledgement of debt. Means over here that a debenture certificate is given which is known as an acknowledgement. It is a document that is given which is going to acknowledge that a debt or a loan has been acquired from the people. Issued for a specified period of time and a fixed rate of interest. These debentures, they are a type of borrowed capital. Therefore, they have been issued for a specified period of time. That is, it can be for a medium term requirement or it can be for a long term requirement. And it carries a fixed rate of interest. So this fixed rate of interest is pre-decided. And so the debenture certificate is going to mention about this particular concepts. A safe and secured investment. Debentures are considered to be as a safe investment. People who would prefer that they should get a safe and you can say a secured investment, such people prefer to have this type of investment because they are sure that the investment is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get back their money. Even if the company is going to go in losses, their money is secured. Appointment of debenture trustees when there are more than 500 debenture holders. So this is as per the Companies Act that if at all there are more than 500 debenture holders, the company must appoint debenture trustees. Now who are debenture trustees? They are the guarantors, or you can say that they are securing the assets of the company. They are securing and they are going to see to it that if at all the company is unable to pay back the money, the company will sell off those assets and they will have to pay off the debenture holders. So these debenture trustees have to be appointed whenever the company is going to have more than 500 debenture holders. Debenture certificate is given within 6 months of allotment of debentures. So it has to be compulsorily given. This debenture certificate is going to mention about the number of debentures purchased, who is the debenture holder, what is the rate of interest, and what is the type of debentures that is going to be taken by the debenture holder. Communication with debenture holders is through correspondence. So here it is going to be in this chapter we are going to study the various occasions on which a debenture holder is going to enter into correspondence by the company. So here now we are going to study about the various communications which are going to take place over here. Now, let us study the various precautions that has to be taken by the secretary while corresponding with debenture holders. Politeness. A secretary has to be very polite while replying to the debenture holders, or whatever type of correspondence is going to take place with the debenture holders, he has to be quite courteous. There has to be a prompt response. That is, if at all a debenture holder is having any doubts or he is having any sort of queries, he should see to it that he has been replied very promptly. The secretary should give that response, whatever it might be. It might be related to the principal, it might be related to the convertibility, it might be related to the redeemability, or it might be related to the interest, or it might be any such query that a debenture holder might be having. The secretary should see to it that he's been given a prompt response. Legal provisions. There are certain aspects when the debenture holders have to be informed about legal provisions. For example, it might be related to the redeemability or it might be related to the convertibility of the debentures. So when these debentures are going to be converted into equity shares, at that time there might be certain legal provisions which have to be followed. And so this has to be followed, that is, it has to be informed to the debenture holders about this legal provisions. So these legal provisions have to be mentioned, there has to be proper information that has to be given to the debenture holders. Transparency. So whenever there is going to be correspondence with the debenture holders, the secretary has to see to it that there is transparency. What we mean by transparency over here, that is that no fact should be hidden from the debenture holders. It should not be that they are not being informed that these debentures are non-convertible, for example, and that these debentures, it is just going to mention that these debentures are non-convertible. But what is that non-convertible? This should be known to the debenture holders. And so there has to be proper transparency between the secretary and the debenture holder. Conciseness, that is, the correspondence that takes place with the debenture holders has to be concise. Concise means what over here? To the point. It should not be that the letter should contain any information that is irrelevant, or maybe where the information is not being properly understood by the debenture holders. And so it has to be to the point. There has to be precise information. Precise means what over here? Accurate information. So the debenture holder should be provided with accurate information. Precisely whatever information is there, that has to be given out accurately. Secrecy. Although the debenture holders have provided money, that is they are what? They are the secured creditors of the company. They have provided money to the company. But what it is, that they are the secured creditors of the company. So they being the creditors of the company, the secretary should see to it that there is proper secrecy from the debenture holders. That is, the information, all information should not be leaked out to the debenture holder. He should know as to which information has to be protected. He has to see to it that any sort of confidential information is not going to be provided by the secretary to the debenture holder. Now, let us understand the various circumstances under which a secretary has to enter into correspondence with debenture holders. Basically, debenture holders being the creditors of the company, there is very limited circumstances where a secretary enters into correspondence with these people. First one, informing the applicant about allotment of debentures. So, the applicant, that is the investor, when he is going to apply for the debentures, at that time, the secretary is going to inform the applicant that debentures have been allotted. Second, we have over here informing about payment of interest through interest warrant and electronic payment of interest. So, this letter is going to inform the debenture holder that interest has been credited to them. And so, for this sake, we have the first one, that is interest warrant, that is in the form of a check which is going to be sent to the debenture holder. And here the debenture holder is going to be informed about the details of the interest warrant that is going to be sent. Then we have the electronic payment of interest, wherein the interest is going to be directly credited into the account of the debenture holder. Then third one, we have letter for conversion of debentures into equity shares. And so the debentures after a specific period of time are going to be converted into equity shares. So this is going to be informing to them about the conversion that is going to take place, about the rate of conversion and the number of shares that are going to be given to the debenture holder against his debentures held over here. Lastly, we have the letter. Now, let us study the first letter, that is letter of allotment of debentures. This letter is sent to the applicants when debentures are allotted. The applicants send out application letters to the company. And so these application letters are then going to be considered, and based on that the debentures are going to be allotted. Letters have to be preserved till the investor gets the debenture certificate. And so when the person is going to get the debenture certificate, at that time this letter of allotment is going to be exchanged. That is, it has to be sent back to the company. When the person is going to get the debenture certificate, it is officially known that he is now the debenture holder of the company. Debentures are allotted as per the board resolution passed. So, before this allotment takes place, there is a board meeting which is going to decide as to the amount of debentures that are going to be allotted to the debenture holders. And so this resolution is going to be passed over here, that the number of applicants, and against that what is the allotment that has taken place.
Letter of allotment. This letter is sent to the debenture holder to inform them that debentures are allotted to them in response to the application made by them. In this letter, the applicant has been allotted 100 10% non-convertible secured debentures having face value of rupees 100 each. It is mentioning about the period, that is the tenure, for which this amount has been taken from the company. It also mentions that the debentures have been allotted as per the legal provisions, that is resolution at board meeting, and as per the conditions mentioned in the Articles of Association. The table then gives out the details of allotment of debentures as per application and the distinctive numbers allotted. It also mentions about the amount received. I had mentioned earlier that an applicant has to apply for debentures in full amount itself. This letter also mentions about the debenture certificate enclosed along with the letter.
Let us study the next letter, that is related to payment of interest. Debenture holders are paid interest at a fixed rate. Debenture holders are the creditors of the company, and so interest has to be paid to them at a fixed rate itself. It is paid irrelevant whether the company makes profits or not. And so if the company does not make any profits, it might be paid out of the reserve fund, or a loan also might be taken. But whatever happens, interest has to be paid to these debenture holders. It consists details about number of debentures, amount of interest payable, and the TDS deducted, etc. So this letter that is going to be sent, it is going to contain all the details. That is, what is the amount of interest that is going to be given, and what is the number of debentures that they are having, and if there is any TDS. TDS means tax deducted at source. So if at all the interest income is going to be applicable for any sort of income tax, so it is going to be directly deducted by the company, and so that is what we call it as the TDS, that is the tax deducted at source. Companies pay interest through various methods. So here there are two methods through which interest is going to be given. First we have, that is the interest warrant, and so this interest warrant, which is in the form of a check, is going to be sent with the letter as an enclosure, and so it informs about the interest warrant enclosed along with the letter. So this letter is going to contain the information about the details of the interest warrant, and so this interest warrant is going to be in the form of a check, which is going to be deposited by the debenture holder in his account.
Payment of interest. Interest is given to debenture holders at a fixed rate. The company pays interest through interest warrant or electronic transfer. Let us study payment of interest through dividend warrant. The letter informs them at the beginning that a resolution has been passed about the interest to be paid. It also mentions about the type of debentures on which interest has to be paid in the table. The letter mentions about TDS, that is tax deducted at source if any. In this letter, the amount of interest is not taxable. The letter also informs that the interest warrant is enclosed, which has to be detached from the letter and deposited in the bank account of the interest holder. Electronic payment of interest. This letter is sent whenever the interest is electronically, that is directly credited to the account of the debenture holder. It mentions about the resolution passed for the payment of interest according to the type of debentures. It then mentions about the details, that is the type of debentures held and the amount of interest that has to be given. The letter concludes by informing that interest will be credited in the bank account provided by the debenture holder. The difference in both the letters is that in the first letter, interest warrant is enclosed, and in the second letter, it mentions about interest that is credited in the account.
Let us now study the next letter, that is conversion of debentures. Convertible debentures can be converted into equity shares after a specified period of time. So, we all know that there are various types of debentures. Under that, we have convertible debentures. And so, these convertible debentures are converted into equity shares after a specified period of time. These debentures are converted at a specified rate. And so, these debentures that are there, when they are going to be converted into equity shares, there is a particular rate, that is a proportion at which the debentures are going to be converted. And so these debentures, when they're going to be converted, there might be a market value which is going to be decided. It is going to be pre-decided and informed to the debenture holder. The company sends a letter of option to these debenture holders. So what does this letter of option contain? So this debenture holders that are going to get this letter of option, it has to be given to them, which is going to get the approval of shareholders by passing a special resolution. So the company, what it does over here, that first it is going to ask the shareholders that we are going to convert these debentures into equity shares. What happens now in this type of conversion, that is the loaned capital becomes the owned capital. Okay, so what happens over here? Borrowed capital gets converted into owned capital. Therefore, the shareholders who are the owners of the company, they have to be asked, or rather they require the approval of these shareholders, that is the equity shareholders, that the company wants to convert these debentures into equity shares. The company sends letter of conversion to the debenture holder. And so this letter of conversion is going to inform the debenture holder that these debentures are going to be converted, and this is the details about the conversion. Letter informs about the conversion over here. So that is what is the amount of debentures that are going to be converted into equity shares, and what is the amount of equity shares that they're going to receive against the debentures.
Conversion of debentures. This letter is to inform that debentures have been converted into equity shares. The letter begins with informing that the company had issued fully convertible debentures. It informs about the special resolution passed at the extraordinary general meeting. The letter also informs about the ratio in which the debentures are converted. This conversion is done as per the letter of option signed by the debenture holder. The details regarding the conversion is then given in the letter. The letter also mentions that the share certificate is enclosed for the shares. The debenture certificate that was formally issued then stands as invalid.
Let us study the last letter, that is redemption of debentures. It is issued when debentures are redeemed, that is paid back after a specified time period. So what we mean by redemption? Redemption means what? Redeem. That is going to be paid back. The amount, why it has to be paid back? Because debenture is a type of borrowed capital. Someday or the other, this money has to be returned back to the debenture holders. And so these debentures are going to be redeemed after this particular period of time, which is mentioned in the debenture certificate. Debenture redemption fund is created for this redemption. So there is a separate fund which is going to be created. So this is going to be created right from the time these debentures are going to be issued to the debenture holders. So from that time itself, this fund has to be maintained, so that when this redemption is going to take place, at that time this fund is going to be utilized to pay off these debentures, so that there is no burden on the company at that particular time. Debenture redemption form is enclosed with the letter. So this form is going to be enclosed with this particular letter. So this redemption form that is there, it is going to contain the information about the number of debentures and what is the amount that is going to be redeemed back to them. The letter informs that the investor has to fill the form and send it back to the company in a stipulated time period, so that they are going to arrange this money properly. And so this letter is going to tell them that they have to fill up this form and send it back to the company, so that now this particular form is going to contain the details about the bank details as to where this amount has to be credited and all these aspects.
Redemption of debentures. This letter informs about the redemption, that is repayment of debentures. It informs about the type of debentures issued. A board resolution is passed and the debentures to be redeemed. The letter also mentions about the debenture redemption reserve fund, out of which these debentures are paid out. The letter mentions about the debenture redemption form that has to be signed and sent along with the debenture certificate to the company in a stipulated time period. The letter then concludes by requesting the debenture holders to provide bank account details for the amount to be credited.